Yes, we're back. Sorry, it was like 25 minutes of nothing. Apologize. My name's Brian, aka Pops from the Vid-Bits, and I'm hanging out with you guys playing some Mega Man 2 and Chasing PB Season 2. Trying to beat our current personal best, which is 39 minutes and 8 seconds, so we're trying to get that sub 39 on this one. Hanging out with my good boy, my son, my compadre, my partner in crime here with the Vid-Bits.
Ray, what's up, guys? Hope you're doing well. Thank you guys for all of the overwhelming support on the Ultra Kill stream earlier, regardless of technical difficulties. I can't wait to be back with some more of that. Hopefully, once I beat the game, I'd like to speedrun it.
I think
It's designed
to do that, yeah.
For sure. Did you see me do that pacifist level? So I finally got it done.
Isn't the majority of like the levels like mini goal like sub 60 seconds?
Well, that one was. I think some of them are longer, so probably a little bit more, but nonetheless.
All right, here we go. Let's see if we can get some in here. In 3, 2, 1, and have fun. It's a lot of it's just pretending to like not accidentally go to the password screen too.
That's how I feel playing Mario 64. Not accidentally leaving the game and losing my whole run. That's the worst.
Hope you guys are having a tremendous Tuesday. Or Wednesday. Jeez, my days are blending together. Tomorrow's Thursday. Oh, there we go. Let's see if we can get through them. Nope. We'll see if this new strat matters or not, but basically, as long as we can get like a health before the end of this corridor of enemies, which is right there, then I think it saves us at least 5 seconds, because we usually wait for those spike chain things to go down. And we don't need the extra health tank, because we're going to eventually get to the point where we can start skipping them.
Which Mega Man game would you recommend that someone never plays? 11.
That's easy, yeah.
Aside from 11, that's the gimme. If you didn't know, me and Dad, as hardcore Mega Man fans, completely despised the changes that they decided to make for Mega Man 11. It just made no sense. Like, it's crazy that all they had to do was be Mega Man, and it couldn't do that. Literally, that's all we were asking for, to be Mega Man. They didn't even have to make anything new. All they had to do was make another set of Robot Masters, have another set of Wily Castles. We didn't even get it to the Wily Castles. We didn't even care. It was just like, it was focusing on a mechanic that made no sense.
They decided they wanted to make, like, you micromanage playing Mega Man.
Yeah, it's super boring. Essentially, if you don't know what we're talking about, there's a mechanic that was introduced in Mega Man 11 where there's like a gear system, and you have to shift gears to do certain things, and it just made it so complicated for no reason, and it kind of just took the fun platforming elements out of Mega Man, because there's constantly sections where you're supposed to shift powers for one reason or another, and it's just like, I don't know, I thought it got a little gimmicky in Mega Man 6 and 7, or no, 7 and 8. Well, I guess 6 counts as well. 6, 7, and 8 all are super gimmicky. And then, you know, the fact that 9 and 10 were perfect, and all we wanted was more another game like 9 and 10. Like, it was like all they had to do was go for the typical experience, and they unfortunately tried to include a bunch of bells and whistles that nobody was asking for.
Right. They definitely tried to add more to it, is what it was, but, like, I think what it was, like, Mighty Number 9 came out, and it says Inafune worked on that, and it was also trying to add extra steps to Mega Man. And we're like, oh, that must be the evolution of Mega Man, then, if that extra steps.
See, it's like, and that game failed for that very reason. That game also would have done well if it was just Mega Man. Like,
yes, I agree.
Like, if it wouldn't have had all the extra shit, and wouldn't have been unnecessarily difficult. Like, it had a level of difficulty that made it unapproachable even to people who were pretty damn good at games.
It'd be like saying, hey, you know you're playing this game and it feels good, well, make it so that you have to make your hands do extra stuff, too. Like, make it so that makes the whole experience feel clunky. And then you have what was going on with that.
This was one of my favorite stages as a kid. I remember being in 6th or 7th grade playing this on the lab computers. Like, just, I had nothing else to do. Like, all I could think about at the time was just classic NES games, Mega Man, some of my, you know, Wii titles that I was chipping away at. Like, it just, I don't know, when you're a kid and you're... so sorry.
What is the boss stage called? This is Airman stage, sorry.
Yeah, this theme is fucking amazing. Mega Man 2 just has one of the best soundtracks on the system. And it only gets better, really, which is surprising. I'd still say I'm preferential to, or I prefer, rather, Mega Man 2 soundtrack to some of the later entries, but I still think that it does get better when it comes to showing off and even utilizing the sound, or like the sound chips and stuff on the NES. Like, I feel like Nintendo is the company that knows their hardware. I would say that Nintendo, every single cycle, from start to finish, shows at the like the evolution of their hardware. The later titles are always maximizing hardware. They're always doing the most it possibly can. I'd say one of the only exceptions being the N64. Because there was not much, they did almost all they could do right out the gate, and there was not too much improvement or change or, like, you know, new stuff they really could do.
It was difficult to program for.
Historically, most of the stuff on N64, a lot of it got scrapped and brought to other systems. A lot of it became PlayStation 1 games. Like, a very significant amount. Even, I mean, me and you have talked about this, even Final Fantasy VII initially started development on the N64.
Yeah.
So, so you can imagine how many titles companies started development on one system and realized that the hardware was not going to handle their vision, essentially. Yeah, I just... so sorry. Got like an itch in the back of my throat. I'm gonna get some water. But, like, I just remember sitting and listening to some of these themes in class. Like, I mean, I'm sure if you had the ability to, you would. Or you were already just doing it in your head.
In your head, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
this is a jam. The whole freaking soundtrack. Amazing.
It's like EDM before EDM, almost. Like, I mean, I guess it's probably been around for quite a long time, but... Like, I swear to God, I would go to a rave that played Mega Man music. That'd be fire. You have the DJs playing the Mega Man soundtrack, like... I'm sure you could formulate some pretty cool bass drops with the Mega Man themes. This guy scared the absolute shit out of me as a kid. He's the fastest robot master by far, the most aggressive.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah,
Good recovery. Good recovery.
Oh
I
god.
didn't mean to psych you out.
No, it's alright, dude.
But he really is, like, I think among all the games, he moves the quickest. Which is very befitting.
He's
Yeah, I mean,
rough. You usually use Crash Bomb to beat him.
see, like, he has to live up to his name. His power is being fast. Like, aside from the boomerangs, like, his power is being fast. Whew. Yeah, like, this is not, like, technologically speaking, the time between this and the Atari is not very long. Like, when you look at innovation, the fact that, like you said, Dre, we started with beeps and boops on the Atari with very minimal sound effects and visuals, and this is, what, 10, 15?
Atari was 77,
77.
NES is 85.
Yeah, but this is still longer. This is earlier in the life cycle, Mega Man 1 and 2, right? Pretty early. So, like, the fact that it was...
Oh,
it's, like, look at how much we moved from 360 to Xbox One, and it's not that much.
Ew, I'm wrecking this.
You know, you look at when it comes to a lot of, like, gaps in... Like, really, what have we gained too much aside from visuals? It's only visuals. Whereas, like, I feel like the step up from, like, the Atari to the Nintendo, obviously there are consoles in between, but, like, between Atari to Nintendo to Super Nintendo, like, they just do more. I feel like there's just more improvement. Whereas, like, I feel like we're so stagnant in the industry now, where, like, everyone's doing the same shit. It's just like a bunch of people copying each other's homework. I've said this, and it almost could become a motto of the channel, but, like, I'm getting sick of open world games. It's just like every AAA release is an open world game. And it's crazy, but, like, even now, there's no competition in the FPS genre aside from indie stuff on Steam. There's really no competition for platformers right now, like, at least new stuff. Like, there's so many genres that aren't being, you know, utilized quite as much. Shit, I feel like horror's been in a slump recently when it comes to games. Like, some of the best titles getting killed off because they're live service games. Like, R.I.P. Friday the 13th.
Right.
Hopefully you guys went and got your play out of that while you could, because we had warned you that it was getting shut down.
No.
You don't have a...
I don't. That's funny. Warm-up game. That's too long of a game for a warm-up game.
Well, you can cut here. No, just reset.
Just reset it.
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
I understand the frustration.
It's a long game. That's too long of a game. Too long of a game to get all the way to the freaking end and have to, like, be like, well, I'm not gonna make it. Like, when I know that, like, for sure at 32 minutes, I gotta make it. This is pretty much just trying to get back into form.
It's training. This is how you train, right here.
Raw eggs.
Raw egg breakfast.
Raw eggs, rum, and candy.
Is that your breakfast?
Oh god, that'd be horrible.
Dude, imagine waking up
Reset. Jesus Christ.
Imagine waking up in the morning and the first thing you do is down multiple raw eggs. Like,
I went to high school with this girl and she was like, I can't wake up in the day without rolling out of bed and taking a shot of 151.
what?
Like, what the?
You're an alcoholic.
What the fuck?
I don't know, I feel like that's a problem.
That's a problem.
In college or
High school.
High school?
Yeah, like junior year.
Well, I mean, I knew people in high school who were taking shots of Everclear right before class.
This will be a great day.
And they're over in the back of, but like, they move from the front of the class to the back of the class and they're all slumped. I'm like, dude, they're done for. Like, everyone knows. And then, you know, then they end up, they don't show up in my later class periods. I'm like, okay. Why you don't take 4 shots of Everclear before first bell? It's just a horrible idea. With nothing in your stomach. Like, just the no thoughts going through their brains when it comes to that.
Absolutely not. Like, and then like either they're figuring like maybe my teacher's so drunk that they're not even gonna notice.
I never knew of any teachers who were drunk.
You function alcoholics don't give you any signs they're drunk.
That's true. That's true. Plus, like, who knows what are in their cups? Like,
isn't that like one of the tropes in
Bully? Yeah, that's exactly where my mind went. Like, it's that. God, what's the
English
mission?
Teacher or whatever?
But the mission's like the principal versus the teacher. Like, that's the name of the mission. I just
he's mad that he probably just can't get him dead to rights.
Yeah, you can't get him pinned down for drinking at school, even though there's so many instances of him walking in and he's just shit-faced with a bottle of wine or something in his hand. Like, I don't know. I think my teachers, they were cool. I feel like my teachers put up with a lot of shit. If I knew one thing, they put up with a lot of shit. Like, I never tried to be a part of the problem, but I feel like it was just like watching everyone else piss my teacher off for the whole bell until she just gave up and sat at her desk and...
Fine, fuck you, fine!
Whatever!
Do whatever the fuck you want! You're gonna do it anyway! That's my old catchphrase.
That was a lot of teachers. I remember one of my teachers had a mental breakdown, and I'm just like sitting here, I feel so bad for her, and it's just like, and it was over something so small. This guy didn't want to read in active reading time, which we were in high school, and nobody wanted to read aloud to the class in high school. Who the hell wanted to do that?
Right.
So this guy, unfortunately, I knew him. I think he had reading problems, and that's why he didn't want to read. And like, then she's freaking out on him for not wanting to read, and I'm just like, I'll read. And then
today, Junior.
Other people are like, we'll do it, and she's like, no, I want him to do it.
Hey, 2 mops 420.
But it's just like, yeah, I don't know. Watching the teacher have a mental breakdown, it was just like, I'm sorry, but you should have just let someone else read. I mean, it really wasn't. That was not the hill to die on. Knowing who the student was, he just didn't participate in anything.
And then he's like, nah, I'm gonna go shoot up this school.
No, Dad, that's horrible.
That happens in some parallel universes.
Does?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, there have been situations where teachers are pressing kids to take their hoods off after a bad haircut and that kind of stuff.
Look, my dad is dumb. He didn't want to spend any money, okay?
He took me to fucking Great Clips again!
Fuck, he fucking said that let the fucking learners learn, and I don't know what that means, but look at me, I'm a dumbass now.
I mean, now all my friends got their hair fucked up at Great Clips, like, all the time.
All my friends got that. Like, it's a rite of passage to go get your hair fucked up.
That is why I started growing my hair out. I saw so many times of other people going out and getting their
Dad's
hair.
only got $9 on foot.
It's like, let me keep my hair. Just wait. Like,
dude, as somebody that had their dad cut their hair against their will and fuck it up real bad, like, yeah, aw, boo.
Boo or boo earns.
Well, you have to reset it.
Okay.
My PB is a no death round.
But yeah, I don't know. I think there are certain situations where it's like, it's hard to tell whether it's the student's fault or the teacher's fault, but they're both being super they're both just.
I don't know. I did that. Those are great.
They're not conceding, I guess is the way I'd put it. Like they're
Very
both
sad.
being so.
Very sad. Sorry.
Like you know what I mean? Like their egos are clashing, and the teacher doesn't want to be one-upped by the student, and the student doesn't want to be one-upped by the teacher, and it's like
There was
it's
this one
7 in the
time-
morning, and none of us have eaten anything. We're all tired. None of us want to be here.
I had a teacher that was horrible. Like, he was a geology teacher, and then they made him be a physics teacher because nobody else could do it. So he was just all the time, just because he, was one of those guys that was only going to be able to teach because he was going to be able to tell you to look in the book and have the answers, and that was the thing. So you weren't going to get any assistance on how to actually do said whatever. But, like, one day, like, and he didn't like us as a group because we were, like, a crew, because we were, like, the same period, like, multiple periods a day outside of his class, and then his class was just the class that we had to all do together, so the whole class was really cliquey. And, there was one day we go in, and 2 of my buddies are wrestling in the back of the class, because, we're all wrestling fans, too, ECW and all that shit. And, he comes in and he sees 2 of my buddies wrestling in the back of the class, and he goes, he's like, well, that's the wrong state for this fellas. Like, implying that, they were wrestling around, and this is the wrong state for that, so they probably were, they were gay, essentially. So, like, the boys being boys, they were like, the guys were just like, hey dudes, I think he's calling you gay. And, like, so one of my friends whips around and looks at him and he's like, hey, fuck you, old man.
The 90s.
And he just totally got, he got suspended, but, like, he was a hero.
But, like, to be fair, the teacher should not have said that.
No, he should have. He got in no trouble for it either.
Like, and it's really just like, why did he see the need to say that? He could have said, hey, stop doing that.
Yeah.
But, like, wow, I mean, it's surprising sometimes the stories you hear from school. I mean, I remember I had a gay friend, and the teacher was calling him slurs.
Gee.
And we went to the principal about it, and he's like, well, so-and-so, this teacher's he's done this multiple times, and it wasn't even a main teacher, it was a substitute. And I'm like, he can't, is there anything we can do? Is he gonna get any sort of repercussions? And he's like, I guess he'll probably get suspended for 30 days, but he'll be back after that. It's like, what do you mean? Like, and my friend just was completely dumbfounded that there really was no recourse to that situation. And it's like, I felt bad for him.
It just sucked for us all to have this guy for 2 years. We had him in 11th and 12th grade, and he was not a good teacher. And, like, we were in a situation where no matter what we did, he was never going to be able to instruct us on how to do what we were doing. And his answer was, look in the book. It's in the book. It's in the book. It's just like, bro, we are doing physics experiments with, like, YouTube manometers and, like, learning pressure and all this other shit, and he can't give us any instruction at all on how to do it.
Super complicated
like,
shit.
Jesus Christ. It hit reset, sorry.
It got you so...
It did, because it really frustrated me, because, like, I felt like I lost out in my 11th, 12th grade year, because, it's like the movie where they had the gym teacher teach, like, math.
Well, they never...
Like,
it's funny, they never trusted us with any of the shit they let you guys fuck with in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s.
They spent so much money for these labs, they had to let us fuck with these things. And we're like, when we couldn't figure it out, we have, like, these, like...
You were in high school in the 90s?
Yeah, we'd have, like, this...
Okay.
Had, like, this beaker full of, like, liquid and stuff. One of my buddies would be like, throw some Skittles in it, make it turn color and stuff. He'd be like, look at this, it's a different color. He's like, well, you guys all fail. It's like, because he knew that he could instantly, like, not have to worry about us for the rest of the 2 days we had to do that lab. Like, I'll just fucking fuck these guys for fucking around. Like, well, we're so bored because we can't figure these complicated things out. Like, I was really good at science, and I was horrible at math. So physics means C. If you're an A at science and, like, a C, D at math, like, it balances out because physics is science and math together. So, like I was pre-algebra. That was where I landed, because it sucks because it made my programming dreams go down the fucking toilet. And I wanted to be a programmer. I was like, I guess I could be a scenario designer. I could always be the person that, like, tells you what's a good scenario or how to accomplish it or whatever, but, like, in the same sense of, like, actually, programming it. Because of my math skills, I was like, well, I guess I'll never be able to accomplish that. Which is sad, because find out, like, oh, You could do this. You could do this, and then you're like, well, I'm naturally not good at this. Oh, then you can't do it.
See, it's like
Sorry about
every
that.
programmer I knew was miserable. My buddy Cameron, miserable. And shout out Cameron. Anyone out there, look up Diced Up on Steam. He made his first game, or at least the first one that actually made it through Steam Store. So shout out to him. Really big inspiration.
Low blow there, Bray. You were there in the 90s? Yeah, but
no, I was trying to make
the 90s.
No, that's not that long ago. I think of the 90s like I was almost in it, like, or something, like. And I was born in 2005.
It's crazy though. Like, in the 2000s, I was still clamoring for my childhood, which was the 80s. But like in the 80s, I didn't want anything to do with the 60s except for cartoons. I'm like, I'm good, man. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I don't need to marry to that.
Oh, and like, I don't know, I feel like I enjoy all different eras. I grew up in the perfect time to have access to everything: music, games, movies. So like my taste varies from, you know, stuff that came out when I was alive to stuff that was made way before I was born. Like, so it's cool to have access to all of this and it be so ample and so readily available. You know, most movies that you could think of aside from certain probably like lower budget stuff can be found on most streaming services if you're really looking for it. Like, so I wish the preservation of media wasn't so monopolized, if that makes sense. Like, I personally...
Not necessarily monopolized, but censored as well.
That too. I just, like, the fact... Or demonized. The fact that the word emulation makes people shudder, or it's a bad word... Because,
like, you're instantly pairing that with piracy. Like, it's like their brother and sister. You can't say emulation without somebody saying it's stealing.
Right.
Like, it doesn't necessarily mean that.
But, like, the other thing is, I feel like there's a difference between someone having access to something that isn't available anymore and taking said media and making money off of it. I always am against someone trying to make money off of someone else's intellectual property. But if the company no longer exists, they no longer are ever going to make another way or medium to play this thing, why is it that we, the people, you know, people who are interested in video games and the history of video games, why is it a bad thing then to go and have access to that media without paying for it?
Because there's still rights up in the air.
But most of the time they're not. Most of the time these intellectual properties might as well be dead and in the ground because no one.
But say somebody looked at Carmen Sandiego. Okay, they look at Carmen Sandiego, which just made a comeback. Okay, most people didn't know that the Carmen Sandiego rights were locked away under a company called Broderbund. But Broderbund was bought up by Ubisoft, and if you didn't know that, then you would not know. Like, you just like, nobody cares about this. Nobody cares about this. Like, no, it was in litigation. It was under Ubisoft's like fucking subsidiaries, and eventually they probably looked at it and thought, I don't have any cares about this. So when somebody's like, hey, Carmen Sandiego, like, sure, whatever, and they did, and they sold it off.
Okay, totally makes sense. But then, say for example, random pick, Pocky and Rocky for Super Nintendo. Pocky and Rocky...
It's under Natsume.
But that... Are they currently making money off of that intellectual property?
I don't know. They did do something within the last 5 years, I believe.
So it's like, okay, well, that's fair then. But, like, I think there are so many real examples where nobody is ever going to re-release or republish this thing for various different consoles, where it's like, I think there needs to be museums where you can go and interact with these things then. If people are not allowed to get it by their own means, and there's not allowed to be websites that are allowed to distribute this for free, no money, no anything.
No, reset, sorry.
You know, I think that, like, everyone really should prioritize the preservation of their favorite stuff. Whether that be a movie they like, a show they like, or, you know, a game.
It could even come down as simple as, like, when Mario 35... God damn it, I'm so sorry. Hit reset. When Mario 35 came out, we got screwed because Nintendo was just like, nah. Like, they could have printed money.
Yeah.
Like, nah.
Everyone liked it.
Everybody did.
No, it's just they're going to hold off on it for a later date.
So, like,
that's what Nintendo loves to do.
2 years? Another 2 years, and they can do 40? They do, like...
See, that's the thing, is it seems like Mario just prioritizes... Oh, that's a cool ad.
Emulation is about preservation and a lot of cases. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
that absolutely. The word to me, emulation.
Look at all the cool Xbox 360 arcade games that people probably have no access to. That was a big part of people's childhood.
I mean, I've looked into it, and only like a lot of Xbox Live arcade titles are not preserved as of this current moment. Are not accessible. Are say for example, you know, there was the Xbox 360 indie program, where you'd buy games for $1, and they would get, you know, funding from Microsoft, right? And none of those Xbox indie titles are available anymore. The only one being the most popular one, which is coming for a remake here this year, I believe, which is Castle Miner Z. But I remember there being dozens of those games, and I remember owning dozens of those games, which if you go to read-down... What did you just get hit by there? The Phantom Sprite?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I usually wait, and I didn't.
But, like, I went back and looked on R360 these games, and they are delisted even to re-download. So that proves to you that they can take your games away.
Yep.
They have the terms of service probably lay it out in clear that they are able to revoke
Unfortunately,
this at any time.
Ubisoft has been in the news semi-recently saying that you don't have the right to own your games forever.
Which is horrible! like,
are we on a renter's contract or something?
Like, to me, that doesn't make sense, because it should almost be a legally binding contract that you are getting this product for this price, and you own, in a sense, access to that intellectual property if proven.
Apparently for just a specific amount of time. It's like you get to rent it. Pay full price to rent it for a while.
That's crazy. Considering games are $70 fucking right now.
Right.
And it's like, I don't know. A lot of the best companies are either in hiding working on a title, or...
Guys, I'm sorry I'm dying a lot on this stage. Just because I'm trying to find a way to bully through this spawn point. I'm trying to find a way to find extra time. And, like, if I don't find it here, I don't know where I'm going to find it.
Trust me, there's certain spots where you literally just can't push pat.
God, that was just dumb. And I don't know how much more I have in me. I really don't.
Can I do one? Can we switch off?
Yeah, let me do one more.
I mean, I've never done one. I've never put a time up, so... Just getting one in the can.
Let's just do one more, and then you could do the one to close it, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm down. People who play on difficult are masochists. I've played it. The Japanese version of this game is hard.
Every thing is turning into a live service, like, yeah.
Yeah, live services are the death of video games, honestly, to me. Like, and honestly, I feel like the game I spent most money on was a live service title, and I just wanted to get into my version of an MMO. And that's what Destiny was for me and Dad for years, and it was a positive experience for a long time. Regardless of, you know, other people hating on the game, I felt like we were still able to enjoy it. But it got to the point where the politics of the game killed it for me.
Yeah.
You have some of the leading fucking people who worked on Halo, people who worked on, you know, the person who composed the famous Halo soundtrack, and they fucking fired him as a budget cut. Just threw him out to the curb after telling him they were going to take care of him because he was going to work on they were going to make sure he had future work. They were going to, even though he hadn't worked in a while, they still had him on the back burner getting paid, which is how it should be when someone both made the theme for your game, and made, you know, has proven themselves in the industry. The fact that that person was then just disregarded as if they were just fucking nothing.
They got nothing.
Yeah, like, and that just pissed me off so much as a fan. I really stopped playing.
Unfortunately, when you're empathetic, it's really hard to, like, when you know the politics, to not be like, no, fuck that.
Well, it's like when you figure out your favorite actor is a horrible person. How can you keep supporting them knowing they've done something that you morally disagree with?
Alright. Maybe we don't bully our way through all this so we don't tank this.
Yes.
I remember how intimidating it was as a kid, because I just didn't think to do that. I just didn't remember you could throw a metal blade diagonally. And you're just like, oh no. We'll have to wait till it's lined up, but then we have to figure out the jump. Bastard. Action Basha! Bad. It's not right, I don't know. I don't know, man.
You're all wrong, man.
I'm getting frustrated. I guess this is not the day for this for me. Yep, obviously it's the fastest first pace too, and I just fucked it up.
Happens to the best of us, man. That was my Mega Man, or that was my Mario in a nutshell. Alright. I have no idea even where I really am with this. I haven't played this in a minute. Chief, back up. Lay down. How's that sushi, Dad?
Good.
Yeah, me and Dad were taking bites of sushi in the middle of playing Mega Man. That's such a good point, Dad, with the E-Tank, though.
Because you literally have to wait 5 seconds every time. Just need to stop being screwed up in the camera, see?
He reset it.
Yeah.
That was just me being dumb. Like I said, been a little bit since I played me some Mega Man 2. And go. Hell yeah. Gotta love that. We just got a new ramen place that is getting built, or, well, the place is already built, but getting put in the town that we live in. Pretty excited. Got some new taco spots opening up, too. That's always a joy. I'm a big taco fan, personally.
Of course, that was health.
I feel like in general it just saves 10 seconds. Maybe that's the 10 seconds I need to get me 39 minutes.
Not really. Super pressed for those 10 seconds. So
No, you aren't. You shouldn't be.
I'm gonna try to get a little bit of health back, if possible.
You probably should have just keep the E-tank and like wait for the spikes. We're not in the same situation at all.
That's very true. I'll be alright. I'll figure it out.
I'm gonna eat your ear. I'm gonna eat it. Ow. You eat your ear. Don't let me do it.
He doesn't like that, Dad. He doesn't like you eating his ear.
Ow. What? You want me to eat your ear? What do you think about it? Oh, don't do it.
Oh, yeah, some more health. In the hard version, these guys just spit bullets at you if you miss their... Oh, gosh. Aw, shucks. Taco filling, Manny.
Mine's probably Pico.
Oh, you just want one taco full of pico?
No, they can go into anything. The Pico could go in any taco. You didn't say what protein.
I like sour cream when it comes to condiments, like, or a good crema. That's the shit.
Good creme chifa. Big cheapo, #1 cheapo. Are you mad?
I don't think Chief should probably have sushi. It's don't look at me. Don't look at me, Chief, because I was disagreeing. He literally looked at me right in my eyes. He's like, "Why would you say that about me?
Why are you trying to ruin my life?"
Well, it at least gave Dre the time to compare. It's like, obviously you're a little bit quicker in most aspects. He says 7 to 8 seconds, but if it was you, it would probably be 10 seconds flat. Come on.
Big poopo, #1 poopo.
Come on, Chief. You should play.
For the Seattle Mariners.
Oh my gosh! Why did I do it again?
Because you're not looking at what your foot is when you're running and you're jumping. Literally the last pixel. They don't give you much. They don't give you much. Well, that was a delicious pint of rum. He was mad. I bit the corner of his ear.
Oh man, come on. I don't think I'm cut out to do this.
No, I don't think you are either.
I'm gonna give it one more shot. It's good dude.
He looked at me like, "Don't bite my ear again." I was eating his ear and he didn't like it. You're holding an A and B to do the birds.
Come on. Come on, give me some help. Nobody? That's good enough, I guess. Oh, good save. That's nice. Back to full. If I can not just completely fail that jump. Alright. Should be able to get this first shot if I can get a couple lucky hits in. If not, one death isn't too bad. For reference, I can beat this before a 2-hour flight, which is not the best, but... Dad, how long does this take you to beat?
38 minutes and change.
Yeah, if I'm playing super sloppily, it takes me about 2 hours. So, I don't think it'll take 2 hours. I'm either gonna super fail and give up before then, or just have a really clean run. That was solid. My best tip is just to move around and spam jump and shoot at the same time. Oh, the password screen. Alright. Oh, Flashman, then why did I do that? Not Flashman. That's not who you fight next. I mean, it's not that I can't do it. I'll just do it. I mean, you beat him with the Mega Buster, at least I do most times.
Weakness is actually Metal Blade.
Really? That's funny.
It's just
That means I have Metal
harder
Blade.
to do without Crash Bomb.
I have Metal Blade.
You don't have Crash.
I don't have Crash Bomb. Yeah, so I'll be solid. I'll just make sure I go to Airman next. That was a simple mistake. Think that this is the better way to go. Didn't mean to. These slippery platforms suck, man. I was always a big time hater of that. Good thing I remembered the right way to go. Oh, I just missed it. It's alright. Missed out on an E-Tank, but I wouldn't have been able to get out there. He's getting them all riled up. I think I got him to despawn.
God, he got how fast he went from this room to the kitchen.
Yeah, he just... Chief, when he gets riled up, he goes quick.
There's 5 seconds. Could you imagine being able to get from here to the kitchen in 5 seconds? Like, it's 15 at least. See?
Yeah, we destroyed him. Dre says duo streams are my favorite. I'm glad.
Did we decide on doing Shovel Knight? Alright, we're gonna do a Shovel Knight speed run.
At some point today.
Yep. I'll have to go get some Taco Bell. You know, when you have a pint of rum, you gotta follow it up with Taco Bell. Get equipped with Jackass. No, you can do Airman next. Just don't do me.
I never do that.
But you have to understand.
You're looking for new things.
When I finally got my record, it's because I found a way to skip something I didn't have to do. So I'm looking for those things now. That's where I'm at. Like, I'm so task close that I have to look for dumb things to skip. You, on the other hand, are just,
how do you not die there?
You have to wait a second. You have to wait a little bit longer, and you have to also. You still are having problems with jumping at the end of a.
See, I was trying to do something new.
You know how like when you weren't making the jump at the end of that one ledge. That's the type of jump you need to make there, and you'll barely be on it enough to still get hit.
What? It came up twice.
That was weird.
I've never seen that. It didn't come up on the other side. It came up 2 times on the left side.
That was poopy.
So I was pretty much clear for the iframes, and then it's like, nah.
You get hit, and then there's also intentionally getting hit, knowing you have iframes. Like there, you probably could have made it if you would have went right away. But you also have to make those jumps where you're at the end of a block so that you can make it onto it.
Yeah, I know for the most part how to do a lot of.
Now you switch to Metal Blade.
Yeah, this was my favorite stage as a kid for some reason.
This is also the stage that they featured in the movie The Wizard.
Yeah, just for a couple frames.
Well, but still, it's on a Play Choice 10, which is sweet. And it's one of the hardest parts of the initial 8 Robot Masters. I'll be honest.
No.
To a newbie,
I don't know. I feel like I crushed this.
Especially this part right here. If you do not know how to take it, you will die here.
Maybe I had played a lot of.
Nobody
NES
gets through that part on the first try without dying. Nobody does.
But I never suffered as much as I did playing Mega Man 1, ever.
Mega Man 1 is ridiculous. The only reason why I had a Mega Man 1 in my NES collection is because the person that owned it had deemed it way too hard, and they were an adult. That's
awesome.
They were an adult in my trailer park, and they were like, I traded this game called Pipe Dreams, which is basically the mini game from BioShock that you do to fucking hack machines for fucking Mega Man 1, because the guy's like, I'll never beat this. And he traded me. I was so thankful. He's like, you're getting a better deal value-wise, but my wife wants this game, and I can't beat Mega Man 1. I'm like, thank you. I think I was like 13, 14 at the time.
Oh no.
Mega Man 1 still? Jesus Christ, you shouldn't have made that.
Did you see the weird texture that was clipped in the middle of the screen there?
Because you were fucking in, like, dickhead territory.
Oh no. That also could have just ended me right there.
You need looking for the timing of when those things come out.
Alright.
Now, regular.
Yup.
Regular.
This is one of the only enemies that doesn't do anything when you hit it with a metal blade.
Just make sure you're shooting as you're moving to the right.
Oh yeah. I got this one. Not worried about this. You can play so poorly and get through that still. Gotta love those tornadoes just spinning in place for some reason.
You can do Quick Man.
I was gonna do Bubble Man.
Or not Quick Man, but Crash Man, I mean. Do whatever you want.
Yeah, it's pretty...
Do whatever you want.
At risk, you wrap pizza, do whatever you want.
That's what you do. Whatever you want.
Go on risky scavenger hunt.
No, you can't do that. Gonna have fun.
Oh gosh. This is so visually grating at the time when I first saw this.
It still is.
Bad idea.
It's one of the like reasons why, if you look at the conversion of Contra from Famicom to NES, they omit some of these animation cycles because they just were too
intense,
too much.
The blue and white is just almost flashing. Makes you want to get out of that area as fast as possible.
You're almost out.
Yeah, one more screen. This is another one that's just an absolute jam, dude. For no reason, really. I mean, just any other stage, but every stage in Mega Man's a jam.
It's a fucking jam. Like, this is like, people don't understand, like, in this context, you could literally be like, man, I really want to listen to Mega Man 2, the album. Like, you just play through it when you're
Dude,
good.
have you heard Mega Man 2, the album?
It's so good. Like, loopy music isn't usually good.
Yeah, most of the time it kind of sucks.
But Mega Man 2, I just remember when I was just bored in school, I would just draw maps in the back of my notebooks and just like hum these themes in my head, and like they're just so memorable. So you should design like Wily's castles and stuff on the back of my notebooks and shit. Even though I still have like exponentially more memories of 1 through 3 versus 4 through 6, they're still all good compared to like so many other games on the NES.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. There's so much shovelware where I would rather play Mega Man 1 through 6 in its place.
Like out of the 600 and so many titles
So much
out of it,
trash.
like there's out of the top 100, you're still gonna find all 6 Mega Man titles.
Oh yeah, I'd say top 50.
Probably. Because unfortunately for other people, they did not understand how to make the most basic controls so responsive and snappy like Capcom found with Mega Man's 1 through 6, honestly.
Yeah, there are very few situations where you feel like you're being screwed platform-wise.
Like, they found the variances of the weight of how he jumps from the very first one. Like, the fact that you can, like, barely tap the button to hold in an elongated press and get different variances of jump, and it feels tight and it controls well. Like, the whole jumping, running, and shooting mechanic was just done so well.
Got the burbs.
You got the burbs. This makes me wonder, like, the fact that these guys made this game after hours as, like, a labor of love to try to make sure that they made more Mega Man games for NES and stuff, and it just makes me wonder why they made Metal Man's weapon wreck so hard.
There had to be one that was going to help you through the game if you weren't as good.
I mean, it fucking wrecks.
9 out of 10 enemies died to the Metal Blade.
And it, honestly, in logistical standpoint,
It's a fucking saw blade, dude.
Flinging infinite fast saw blades towards your face.
Yeah, like like if you're firing, like they're at hundreds of feet per second, if not thousands. But by the time they come, like I watched a video of someone, they were like a saw blade had come off while it was spinning, and it moved so fast that it would skate in place, jumping in place because it's moving so fast it can't even move forward.
No.
Like,
sounds horrible.
Yeah, that video was crazy the first time I saw it. I was like, wow. Oh, man. Yeah, I remember playing this on my 3DS, because the 3DS has the collection. And I remember playing this on my 3DS, and the person next to me on the plane for my 2-hour flight was watching me beat Mega Man probably quicker than they had done. Or could even,
Like, look at this crazy guy.
Yeah. Like, how could this guy do this? Because I was talking to him, and he said he played video games.
You gonna do that way? You gonna do that?
Yeah, never. Is it 2?
He's like, never.
Is it 2?
I think so, yeah. I wouldn't do it from the bottom. I wouldn't do it from up there. And
I know what I do.
Okay, man.
I know what I do. Don't tell me what to do.
I know what I do.
I know what I do.
Alright, man. You do you, man.
I do me.
Yeah. He does. Look at him do him. He does him.
That's just how I do it.
You can do whatever you want to do, man.
You do you, bro.
You do whatever you want to do. Air Buster. And that's the best way to take care of that, dickhead.
Nah.
You just get wrecked. I'll just get wrecked.
Kill me.
Why?
I can do it with that amount of
You
health.
could have.
Nope. Not me.
Could have. Yes, you could have. You shoot 2 bubbles. He fucking gets hit by him. Was that a game over?
It was.
Oh.
Yeah. I concede. I need to practice more. Sorry for the anticlimactic end, folks. I need to practice more. Your boy's too rusty.
Jeez.
He gave it his best go, and he died some way stupid. But thank you guys so much for supporting Dad for this Mega Man 2 stream. We'll be back with more streams to come today, of course. Shout out to everyone who stopped by. Shout out to Manny the Mormon, Dre. Shout out to 2Mops420 as well. Hope you guys have an amazing day. See you guys in the next stream. Peace.
Peace.